Hello and welcome to No There's Only Cows, son of a bitch.
There's that huge pause, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, because it takes a few seconds to start the recording. You know what, let's just keep going with this. This is perfect. Welcome to episode 56 of No There's Only Trash Here podcast. And of course, joining me is...
Cowscrazy.
An interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Heard that joke? It's a good one.
It's pretty funny.
And we have respectful MrMuckluckable as always.
Pioneer, but yes. Thank you.
Well, you have been pioneering this week because you actually watched the conferences and all that kind of stuff.
Singular. Conference.
Conference. Of course.
Which one?
Microsoft.
Well, yeah. one out of three ain't bad.
Yeah, I couldn't bother with the rest, so...
Well, one
Let's
out
see
of
how it
four.
goes.
I mean, there was
Well,
four.
okay. Well, I was talking about the ones that actually make systems.
Oh.
Not the ones who
No,
don't make
there is, well, yeah, I guess there's two, then there's... well, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, yes, E3. Of course, that's what we're talking about. So, to make it clear for the people at home, we're doing what we did last year, where last year what we did, we split it into Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, because I love Nintendo, Cowscrazy loves Nintendo, Joe's here, so we have enough to talk about Nintendo by itself.
I love
and
Nintendo.
Do I actually love Nintendo? I seem to complain more than I enjoy.
You complain because you love it.
That's probably true.
So if you didn't care, you wouldn't complain.
Yeah, that's true.
So instead we're doing a Sony Microsoft one today, and then later in the week we'll do a separate Nintendo one. So...
Listen.
Hmm?
I like Nintendo. I
Oh.
just don't care about Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Okay? There we go.
I
Just
don't
to clear that
think like means indifferent to...
up. That's technicalities. Let's move on.
It's like, listen love, I do like you, but if you died I wouldn't really care. That's
We're
the way
getting
it
morbid
is.
already. What's going on?
Oh, of course we are.
Yeah.
It's the E3 podcast. It has to be morbid.
Yeah. Alright,
Okay, so we got 4 conferences to cover. We won't go over every single game because
I still don't know what the fourth one is.
we got Microsoft, Sony, EA, and UbiSoft. They all had conferences.
UbiSoft!
So which one do you want to start with? Any preferences?
let's go the order of my notes, because these are high quality.
Oh, cool.
Microsoft.
Microsoft first. Right, so who watched the conference?
I
Put
did.
my hand up.
Yeah. So, it started off. See, this is going to take a while, but we got to cover this, so we're just going to have to go game by game. I don't think there's any other way we could do it. So it started off with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So
I didn't see that coming.
yeah, they're making a new Call of Duty this year, and it's going to have Xbox Time DLC for a change, because Microsoft, for another change, has been paying Activision money. So just so many surprises right off the bat from Microsoft.
I actually missed a bit of the call. That's the one bit I didn't see, but I watched it afterwards.
God damn it!
So, I watched like 95% of Microsoft.
There we go.
So you did not see one entire conference then? You saw 95% of
Again, more technicalities. What's going on with this podcast?
Yeah, we round. We love to round.
one. We
Close
round
enough.
up to the nearest conference.
Yeah.
So clearly I'm the only one who cared about this, and so I'll keep it brief. I mean, all we saw was some single player footage in the campaign, and I think it looks awesome. And the one thing that really stood out to me is that you can tell it's a different engine. Sledgehammer made their own engine for this game, and that really shows. It clearly has a different feel, everything is different. You have all these different technologies like subtly integrated across the whole thing. So looking really good from me, mainly because it's going to feel like its own unique game, and it's not going to feel like Modern Warfare 5, and I'm excited, even though they didn't show that much, really.
Yeah, it looked very polished.
Which war is this supposed to be based on?
This is a made-up future war. Where Kevin Spacey is like, screw everyone, I'm going to make my own army.
There have been enough battles over the history of time that they could base a game on every war in the known existence.
Well, I think we did the interesting ones. Like, we can't do the Falklands, that's just silly.
We didn't do the Emu War.
What's the
Why didn't we do
Emu
that
War?
I think it was Australia, they fought against emus.
Oh, God.
Didn't
Sounds
the
interesting,
emus won?
right? They probably did, to be fair. Casualties, I'm not too sure on the figures.
Millions.
Yes, millions of men lost their lives to emus that day.
That's why I wear a poppy every year. Show my respect.
To the emus or to the people?
Well, both. I can wear 2 poppies, one on each side.
You're so honourable.
And yeah, thoughtful as well. I know you're going to say that word, so I just, subbed it in for you.
The
in
one
this
thing,
few minutes, I kind of want to see this game now.
The emu game.
the one thing I didn't like about the Call of Duty thing was, well, there's 2 things, but the first one was my own fear of bees and wasps. I did not like the drone things; they creep me out.
They're not. They don't look like bees, though.
But they swarm you. I don't like it.
Oh, a bit like the Gears of War. That's what they kind of reminded me. I can't remember what they were called, but they were a big part of the first one. Like not the krill, something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where it's instant death if you go into the dark, because they just all swarm down on top of you.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I forget what that was called.
The bee murderers.
Oh, I'm not playing that.
I don't know, I just stay far away from those things.
The other thing I didn't like was, just because I didn't see the point of it, was the end bit where like all the sad music started playing and it was like, oh no, he lost an arm. I don't know.
Well, I think he's meant to have died. The thing exploded with his arm caught in it.
No, that was, wasn't that the guy's arm? Not the guy who got stuck in it, but the guy who left him. I thought like a piece of shrapnel landed on him.
Oh, yeah, the shrapnel went into him, but I don't think he, lost his arm. I think he was just injured.
You watch it again, his arm's right where his arm would be, and then he starts pulling him away, and the arm stays there. I reckon that's his own arm.
Oh, God.
And it just, sad music, no one cares. Who cares? It's just a character, whatever.
Yeah, I got to agree. Like, if that was a real emotional moment where that guy died, it isn't emotional out of context, and now it won't be emotional in context, because we know what happens. So that was kind of a bit of a weird... Like, I like the idea of, hey, we're going for a more emotional story, and if that was just its own separate thing to represent that direction, then that's great. But likelihood is that it's it represents a weak story that is trying to be emotional, rather than an actual good emotional story.
Well, if they want to build an emotional story, especially for war, then what you would have to probably do is create these characters that are all unique to every single game. Like, not just this game, but every person that buys it could get different characters. They'd have to randomly generate different characters, and then once they're dead, they're really dead. Like, they're dead. You have to create unique characters, and when they're dead, they're dead.
Are you saying that you want Fire Emblem X Call of Duty?
If that's what they did in Fire Emblem, then yes I do.
Did you not know that? Have you never played Fire Emblem?
No, I have not.
That's the whole point in that game, where you have a set of characters, and once one dies, they're dead forever.
But I'm saying, if I buy the game Fire Emblem, and somebody else buys the game, we'd both have the same character, though. Like, the same personality traits and all that, right?
Yes.
So, technically, to get them back, all we'd have to do is restart the game. What I'm proposing is that no matter how many times you restart the game, you would get a different person. They have to be randomly generated unique somehow.
But
That sounds cool.
That could work.
Almost like a real person.
That would be a good idea, because the whole point is that it's a big global war, so there are kind of generic people. But there would be 2 people you would actually care about in the whole campaign, and then 50 where you were just stuck on one part with a turret, so you kept running into it, dying. But those 2, Jack and Fred, they were top guys, but everyone else, screw them. They got in the way.
Yeah, it needs some work, but fundamentals are there.
Yeah, good fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one is Forza Horizon 2. Any interest?
Didn't care.
Cool.
No.
Evolve, the game from the people who made Left 4 Dead.
Is that where you can play as the monster and the people?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's pretty much what it is Left 4 Dead, but it's next gen, so it's more complex, there's more to it. And you can play as the bad guys, but the bad guy isn't a zombie horde, it's just one massive monster.
Is this a spin-off, or is it just a similar type game?
It's a similar type game. They just wanted to make a separate game from Left 4 Dead, but it is Left 4 Dead, pretty much. And I think it looks cool, but it seems like... Shouldn't this just be Predator? Like, shouldn't this just be Predator the game, where you can play as 4 survivors and then the Predator? Seems a bit silly that it has to be a generic monster instead.
Giant squid thing.
Giant squid thing, yeah.
Costs a lot to get that Predator name, you know? That's marketing rights.
Well, they put him in Ghosts, the new Call of Duty.
Okay, maybe it doesn't cost that much.
Well, Activision have the cash, but it seems like if the people behind Left 4 Dead, can't remember what they're called, Turtle Rock, I think, went to the people who own Predator and was like, this is the game we got, Predator makes a lot of sense, we can do all this cool stuff, this new technology, they would be like, yeah, sounds good. If you actually want to make a good Predator game, get it done. You know, Sega's trying to do that with Alien, so why not Predator as well? I mean, it doesn't really reflect poorly on this game, Evolve, but it still seems like that's an easy fit. They could have got that done.
Are you saying that as a Predator fan, though?
No, I don't really care about Predator. I think he's a bit lame.
Maybe some people will be put off by it. That's all.
Maybe.
They don't know Predator.
Maybe, but, you know...
That's
I
the
guess people don't know Predator anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's out of date, man. It needs to be hip.
Alien vs Predator 2 just didn't do it.
They made a second one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
I barely remember that.
Because it didn't do well and nobody liked it.
I didn't think the first one did well, so...
Well, the first one did okay just because of the concept. It's like you kind of have to see it.
Well, it did well at the box office. I meant it didn't do well as a movie, like, critically.
No. It's that same boob who wrote all the Resident Evil films and directed them. They gave him Alien and Predator.
Which came first? Alien vs Predator or Freddy vs Jason?
Freddy vs Jason, I think.
Yeah, that was definitely first.
It was about the same time, though. It wasn't too far off, but I remember seeing Freddy vs Jason first.
Which one was worse?
Oh, very good question. I'm going to say Alien vs Predator, just because of that one scene at the end where the girl and Predator are running side by side away from an explosion.
Again, I think you have some bias there because you're a Predator fan and you feel more disappointed inside.
I'm not really a Predator fan, though.
You can keep lying about that, but we all know.
I didn't... Okay, God damn it.
We know.
Okay, the truth about Predator and me, alright, is that I saw the first one when I was a kid, and it terrified me, so I hated scary films for the longest time. But that was the one that made me think, I don't like being scared. So it's not a good relationship I have with the Predator.
Yeah, I feel like
Predator.
I feel like you need your own movie now, where you take a stance against Predator for what he did to you.
Yeah, all
Honest
those
Tom
years
versus
ago.
Predator.
Ex-Predator, yeah, that's easy. I mean, my right, surprisingly, that's a low fee you have to pay to have me in a game. Not that much at all. I'll take 30 quid. That'll be fine. Use my likeness.
Oh, I think of a film as well.
Oh,
No?
I could direct the piece.
Oh god, director and starring role. That
Yes.
can only go well.
Written, edited, produced, sound edited, cast by Honest on 23. It could be like The Room.
Please. E3? No?
No, it didn't get announced.
Ah.
Sadly.
Oh, what a shame.
Okay, next game. We got Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, of course, that was shown in the Ubisoft one, but we're going to talk about it now because it was shown in the Microsoft one first. So, any thoughts on Unity and Assassin's Creed?
It seemed like I haven't played Assassin's Creed games, but the whole four people playing in one story sounds like something that should have been there from the beginning.
Well, not in the, I think, 8th one we're on.
So I suppose it's a good thing that it's finally come about.
Yeah, at the beginning of Assassin's Creed, the concept sounded interesting, but now it just seems to be getting, I don't know, a little too much, though. Aren't they running out of history, too?
You were just saying how many wars there's been, and they could just use as many wars as they want. They don't have to go in the future.
That's different for Call of Duty. This is like, they've surrounded these games with, like, major historical events, and they seem to be advancing through time. And, like, I don't know much. I know, like, there's a sort of a time travel or some kind of a experience behind the whole story. I'm not fully versed in it. Or some kind of Star Trek holodeck kind of thing, maybe.
Yes.
It's more compared to. And that's how it's all done. So.
Well, that's how, like, Assassin's Creed 1 to 3, which also included another 2. That was one guy in the future trying to stop the sun from exploding by going back in time, but not really, though. And then he dies, thank God. So now it's a bit looser.
That was the point? Was to stop the sun from exploding? Seriously?
Yeah, that's what it eventually came to.
So, how does traveling back in time in this weird Star Trek holodeck thing and assassinating a whole bunch of people change the course of the sun exploding?
Listen, it's very complicated, you know, there's science and the like, and nobody ever got through Assassin's Creed 3 because it was so boring, so nobody actually knows. But that is what it came to.
So we're all on the same page then here.
Yes, nobody knows. But then they were advancing, but then with Assassin's Creed 4 they jumped backwards to pirate times, and for that game the setting was you're now in the future where this company is trying to make films, so to make the films you take the role of these people in a virtual reality, which is a simulation of the past, and then you play out these events and they record it and turn it into a film.
Was that really the plot?
Yeah, 4.
That's the plot. This isn't a joke. You're not messing with me now.
No, that's it.
And these games are popular.
Oh yeah, every year.
I think I had that as like the bookends to the. Wow.
Well, after they stopped the sun from exploding, they were like, okay, that character's dead. We need to move on. How
Seriously,
can?
if I'm sitting around a boardroom and that's the plot you pitch me, I'm like, what? Are you fucked up? Like seriously, how does that get through? I don't get that.
Well, you just show a picture of a bloody knife in Jerusalem, and then it's like, right, the sun's about to explode in the future. But let me explain.
My question would be like, why do we need all this future stuff? Why can't we just make a game about pirates? Like,
well, it's so they all link. That's about it. So it's one series or something. They didn't really need it, but I guess it's nice. Maybe.
It sounds like they just went for it as like a fun little twist in the first game, because I know like that's the big reveal at the end, and then they kind of writ themselves into a corner.
Yeah, I played for Assassin's Creed 1, and you start knowing that premise, and then...
You do? I thought it was a surprise at the end.
No, there is a surprise, and that's related to the sun exploding nonsense, where it's like, there's some overly complicated stuff going on throughout history involving what you're doing. And then it's really dumb. And then I think 2 is even worse, but I didn't beat 2 because I didn't like it. But it's silly. It's very silly.
Silly.
Yes.
French people talking English was also silly.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what I didn't
why.
get. Like, you can say, okay, this is all translated. Good, fine, whatever.
Yeah, I can buy that.
But then why did the guy say merci?
Maybe he said thank you in English, so it translated backwards. Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
Or
He just flipped
maybe
it.
it's the same concept as like those old cartoons with like Bugs Bunny and stuff. Why did Napoleon in the Bugs Bunny cartoon speak perfect English except for when he was like giving orders to like the commanders. They'd be like, "Oh ho ho, ya ya ya." So it's just like,
But that's
you know,
like
it's you only hear French when it's funny or convenient to.
this isn't helping Assassin's Creed being silly. That we can compare the new one to Looney Tunes. You're like, oh yeah, same philosophies.
I didn't think we were trying to help it. I thought we were trying to tear it down.
Okay, no. Try to be positive.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I will say something positive. All right, something that I watched the IGN feed of the Ubisoft one, and something they didn't mention is that the most impressive thing about this game is that now you can actually go inside buildings, and they're proper buildings. In Assassin's Creed before, it's a big open world, and you could go in specific buildings for shortcuts, but they weren't there. So with this one, it's going to be the same size and scope, more people, but all these buildings are real buildings now. So that meant that during this trailer we saw, there was like a Splinter Cell Blacklist moment where you were actually in a building, like crawling, and you're not killing people, you're just hiding while in this building. And it's a subtle thing, but something that I think is actually going to really help in the long run. That now somebody will run into a building and you can actually chase them, rather than somebody's being chased by an assassin and they just stay in the streets. Because that's, again, silly.
Yeah, that sounds good. How is it? So it's as big as the other ones?
It looks like it. I mean, they haven't confirmed it, but it will be big.
That's nice.
And also, it looked cooler than it should have done. The French Revolution, I don't care about it, but those trailers, it makes it look a bit more interesting than I thought I would. Like, I'm kind of interested in it now, with people being beheaded in the streets and things like that.
Yeah, that's all you need, really. Good bit of beheading.
The rich having their heads removed. I'm like, yeah, here.
Oh yeah, and then it's like still twitching and everything. Yeah.
Very
Definitely.
gruesome.
A lot of it was very gruesome. I found a lot of games to be very gruesome. Specifically, we'll probably talk about them later on, but very gruesome.
Okay, well, we'll move on. Anyone care about Dragon Age?
Oh, what did I put for this one? I didn't even write it down, so no.
Did they show any having sex with goats in this one?
Very little of that.
Oh. There needs to be more goat sex.
On next generation consoles, thanks to the power of the cloud, the goat sex is going to be amazing. But while you're having sex with the goat, you're actually in a machine in the future, going back in time to bang the goats.
So that was the only thing I found even slightly amusing from the other Dragon Age games, and still that wasn't enough to make me buy them, so...
But this is... Okay, with this game though, it's BioWare are done, and they're trying to be relevant for this generation, but it's just not going to happen. Dragon Age is not the franchise they should have picked. They should have tried to do something new, something interesting. Instead they're doing Dragon Age 3, where nobody really liked Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Origins has aged poorly. So, bye BioWare!
There you go.
There's the comedy.
Should have wrote that down in my notes.
Would have been hilarious.
Well, they committed to a trilogy, so they have to make the game now.
Well, they don't, I mean...
No. Once you make the second one now, you just can't have two games. Nobody does that anymore. You have to have a trilogy. It sounds cool. We have a trilogy. Trilogy of movies, trilogy of books, trilogy of games.
Does that mean Dark Souls 3 on the way? Can you confirm this for us today?
I cannot confirm it.
Damn it!
I would say more than likely I would expect it. I would expect announcement next year. But even if they didn't, even if they wanted to say, do you know what, this is it, they already have their trilogy if they want to count Demon Souls.
I suppose. But it's a bit of an odd trilogy being Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah, I guess. Right, next game. Sunset Overdrive. Now, I like that trailer.
Yeah.
It kind of made me laugh. Like that beginning serious shooter stuff. Like, it's a bit of an obvious joke, but they pulled it off. Like, Insomniac are funny people, and seeing that guy jump in, it was a funny moment. And I don't know if this game is actually going to be good to play, because it seems like you're just jumping around a colourful open world shooting at mutants, which doesn't sound bad, but seems like it would get repetitive. But I like that Insomniac is still funny, still making some good jokes. So I still don't know if I'm going to buy this game, but it's looking solid. It's looking pretty good.
And it's out October 28th.
October 28th. Get
I wrote
hyped.
down the date. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I put it looks funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it does look fun. So, and I don't know, it just, you see all these Call of Duty and, you know, nothing against them, but you see them all and they're always sort of grey or whatever, you know, kind of dull colours because it's gritty. And it was just a bit refreshing to see that come out and it's all bright and poppy. It was nice.
Yeah. I like vibrant games.
Yeah, very good.
Right, speaking of vibrant games, Dead Rising 3 DLC. That was just silly.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
Super, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but...
But I don't have much to say apart from it's nice that they still have a sense of humour, because Dead Rising 3 was bad because they made it grey, boring, zombie killer, when the other games in the Dead Rising series weren't that. They were funny, silly, tongue-in-cheek stuff. So it's nice that they're doing a DLC that maybe it's going a bit too far, a bit over the top, but it's nice that that's still there with the series.
Yeah, it did seem kind of Saints Row-y, but I think some people would like it, you know, who played those games when they were younger or whatever. Maybe.
When they were younger.
Yeah, it was like all the old ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, Street Fighter, Final Fight I think was in there.
Yeah. I like the name. I wish I could remember the name, but I couldn't write that down in time.
No time.
Oh, hang on. I could see it right now.
Oh.
It was... I can't see it, don't worry, move on.
God damn it, Joe.
There's too many links here, I can't keep up.
Ah.
No, yeah, I've lost it.
Well, we'll just move on to the highlight of the whole... Possibly the whole show. Dance Central.
Oh my god.
They're making another dancing game, don't you know?
Yay.
But it's bizarre. If you look at the list of these games, that's like the only Kinect game that was announced. That's
I thought
it.
Kinect was dead.
Well, it's still... You can still buy an Xbox One with a Kinect. I have a Kinect. Everyone who brought an Xbox One originally has a Kinect. So they could make a couple of games. Hey, Microsoft, just a couple. You know, not Zoo Tycoon. No one liked that one. No.
But they've already waved the white flag. They might as well just say, you know, you have your games for it already. It's
But
over.
they didn't even give it a year, though. Not if they gave it 6 months, and you're like, you know what, guys, it's not working out. Let's just dump it and move on. Dance Central will sell enough, I guess.
Well,
So-
they had it on the 360 too, didn't they?
Yeah, and it sold really well. And they actually tried with that one, though. They actually put out a lot of games with the thing. They were all terrible, but A-star for effort.
They were all terrible.
Yeah, there was not a single good one. But they have a better Kinect that can detect your heartbeat. And a lot of developers with the Kinect 1 saying, oh, the technology's not there. Kinect Star Wars sucks because the technology's not there. And now the technology is there, and we're just getting the fighter within, rather than anything decent. So it was bizarre that not a single developer during Microsoft's conference came out and said, hey, we can actually make a good Kinect game. They all just kept stum, and now Microsoft are secretly, or not so secretly, abandoning the thing. Even though it's meant to be really good, they said a few months ago.
Well, they were wrong.
Yeah, they admitted they were wrong. But I think there's still some potential there. It's just, I'm not a game developer. I'm just assuming somebody with talent could do it. But no, apparently no one.
Well, no, you get Dance Central.
Oh, well, yeah, I stand corrected. Someone with talent did step up and said, hey, we can make, what does the Fox say? We can do a pretty good dance routine for that, thanks to the power of the Kinect. I think that was in Just Dance.
Oh,
It was in
okay.
one of them. That is definitely there.
Well, they did say that they've made a new way of doing it, so they get new songs even faster onto the system. So you could be
Terrific.
dancing to, you know, number one in days. Enjoy.
Yeah. I'm
Enjoy.
excited.
Oh, and by the way, it was Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix.
Oh, of course.
There you go.
Rolls off the tongue.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have to look that up or anything.
No. But speaking of disappointments and abandoning things that were once good, or had potential to be good, Project Spark.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. Only for the conker bit.
Yeah, Cows, did you see this one?
I've heard of it. I haven't actually seen the trailer yet, though. But I've heard that like Conker seems a little out of place.
Okay, so pretty much they had a whole trailer for Project Sparked where it's pre-rendered people playing their own game and exploring their own world that they created. And then at the end it says Project Sparked. And it's like, okay, that looks good. And then just for no reason, Conker shows up. And he's like, it's been 10 years since my last game. I need a new one. How about we make one? And then they end the trailer off pretty much with that. So
Does that mean he's in the game, or does that just mean, hey, get this game, and by the way, I still exist and I'll make one?
No, he is in the game, but what this means is that Microsoft gave the people behind Project Spark, who are not a big company, gave them Conker and said put it in the game. And what this kind of, instead of making a new Conker game, they were like, hey, Conker fans will be happy with the fact that we put him in a game that no one really is that fussed about.
Let's go back through the history of time now. This seems like a good time to travel through the history of video games.
To bang goats?
And we can bang goats.
Cool.
We can bang goats.
I'm
We've
mad.
been doing a lot of time travel so far, but I think if we can think, let's all think of games that were originally intended to be one thing, and then all of a sudden they decided, do you want this very famous, important character that everybody loves hasn't been in a game in a while, so let's just slap him on this game, and everybody will love it.
Well, we can jump the gun, Cows, and imagine if Jade from Beyond Good and Evil showed up in the Project Spark trailer.
Oh my!
I was like, it's been a while since I've had a new game. Let's make one.
Oh, don't even get me started right now.
Maybe a
that
little
would have
bit.
made me even more mad than no announcement at all.
Well, that's why you can see people are upset about the Conker thing. People want Bad Fur Day 2, and this is what they get.
Oh, that's what they could want, but you don't get it. See, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. Because for 10 years, they haven't teased that they're actually going to make a Bad Fur Day 2. Everybody just wants them to. They've come out and said, here's some screenshots, here's some photos, here's some concept art, here's like 5 seconds of gameplay. They haven't done that over the last 10 years and said, oh yeah, probably at E3 this year we'll talk about it, oh yeah, we'll talk about it.
Are you talking about Half-Life 3 or something else?
They have not done that. This is Beyond Good and Evil 2, god damn it, they said nothing! They said nothing again!
Next year, though, I've got a good feeling.
You got a good feeling about next year, huh?
Oh yeah, that's where my money's
I'm
at.
going over to the Toronto studios this week. I have this week off. I'm going over to the Toronto studios and I'm going to bang on their freaking door until I get some kind of an answer.
I mean, it is the Paris studio that's behind it, but they would get the
We're
message.
going to get them on the phone then.
That's easy. That's a phone call.
Exactly. They're going to get them on the phone for me, man. They're going to get them on the phone for me. I will not leave, and I demand satisfaction.
Please film this.
I'm
Gotcha.
I'm bringing my camcorder. It's a guarantee.
Excellent.
But yes, I can feel their pain and their rage, especially in a game that doesn't really seem suited for him.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, the appeal of that character was because it's kind of crude, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
yet
what
Project Spark
Rare made
is-
that.
Project Spark is like this. Oh, family friendly. Oh, come and make a level, and oh, it's all cute and everything. And then I don't know. It just seems like they don't match at all.
Well, this is just what it is that Conker being in this game means that Microsoft has no faith in the franchise anymore, so they might as well try and squeeze some of the franchise recognition by shoving it into Project Spark. And what it's done is that it's...
they're afraid to make a real Conquer game because nobody wants to make a game like Conquer's Bad Fur Day again.
No.
Nobody wants to be that rude and crude in a video game. Do you know like back then the rating system was either in its infancy or didn't even exist yet. It was close.
It
right?
existed, but it wasn't enforced in the same way.
Nowadays, that thing, if you made that game now, that thing's getting an A rating. There's no way. And you're not selling that game.
Well, that's what happened. When they remade it for the Xbox, they censored a load of it. And that's why people don't like that remake, because it's not the same. They had to censor it.
Exactly. There's no way you're getting a second game. It's just not happening, people. So, Conquer people, give up. Just give up.
But they can make their own Conquer game now. That's just as good, if not better.
What's that other rude and crude game that, didn't Xbox try that with something else? Naughty Bear, right? I don't even think that got close. Right? That didn't even get close.
I own that game.
You own that game?
Yeah, as a joke, Christmas gift. Someone gave it to me.
And on the rude and crude scale, what would you give it?
It's not. There's no blood. I don't think there's really swearing. It's just, and the graphics are so bad that him stabbing the teddy bears just doesn't even look like anything's really happening. So I would say very low.
Wow. Well, that's not the impression it gave from the back of the box, the trailer, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they want you to think.
Yeah, they want you to think it's... Yeah, you're just not going to get that game anymore.
They should have put Naughty Bear in Project Spark. That would have sold some copies.
See, I think they think that nobody would buy it, but I have to disagree. Everybody that loved Conquer is now over the age of 21. It's like this retro thing. I think you would get sales, even if it got that A rating.
Well, what, with a new Conquer game or Project Spark?
With a brand new one. If you made it just as rude and crude as the original game, and even if you got that dreaded A rating, it would still sell because all the people that used to love it when they were kids are now over the age of 21.
I think so too. But I think what would stop it from selling is that you couldn't make a sequel to that game. You can try and make it the same, you can try and bring back the original developers, but even if the age rating was fine and they got through the system, people would be like, yeah, this doesn't have the same, it's not the same.
It never will be. It never will be.
I think it was just one of those moment things. It was the right time, the right team, and it was funny, and you just can't capture that again.
And that's really my fear if they ever do put out Beyond Good and Evil 2, is that it's now been so long that I don't think you're ever going to capture the amazingness of the original game. Expectations would just be so high now.
Well, if anyone can do it, it's them. I mean, Rayman 3 came out 2003, Rayman Origins 2011, the first proper one, and it's the same studio, and they were smart enough to be like, right, let's reinvent the franchise, but keep it, the same fundamentals, and it was awesome. So I think that's what they're going to try and do, where they will reinvent the game, so it's very different, but try and keep the right things the same, and then hopefully they can pull it off by doing that.
Yes, to all of that.
Yeah.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Yes, quite.
Well, let's move on. Moving on through the Microsoft conference, now that we got the Beyond Good and Evil 2 nastiness out of the way. The next game they showed was Ori and the Blind Forest, which actually looked really good. It kind of had it's an indie game, but it had a Child of Light kind of feel, but I don't think it's being made by them. But the end of that trailer is really sad, when that little creature is like poking his big friend and it's not moving. I'm like, oh.
No.
They were making a treehouse together and now he's not moving for no reason. It was really sad.
Shh, it's nighttime, he's sleeping.
I mean, sure it didn't have shrapnel and his arm being removed, but I felt saddened by it.
Somehow.
Some way. So I mentioned it, even though it's an indie game, it actually looks really interesting. And I like the art style, and it made me sad, and it was only like a 2-minute trailer, so I will be keeping my eye on that.
If it's just an indie game and they're showing it at their conference.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Both Microsoft and Sony. They're like, we care about indie games, or it's like, okay, we need a conference all about games. We can pad it out with a couple of indie ones. And people, if it's an interesting art style, then people will care and enjoy it.
For this one, see, I wrote these notes, when was it? 2 days ago now?
So yeah, somehow.
So I can't really remember why I put some of these things, but I just put kinda meh.
Oh.
For that. And I can't really remember why. I probably have to rewatch the trailer, but I would imagine it's something along the lines of
Heartless. You're heartless.
it's that art. Maybe it's the art style. I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it kind of meh.
Well, I
With
think
nothing to back it up.
I'm going to mention there was also the other game called Inside, which is the same people as Limbo, their new indie game. And I think it's that weird thing with indie games now where indie games have their own generic style that people can spot. Like, even though the whole point with indie games is that they were more creative originally, now you can really spot, it's like, oh, okay, that's an independent studio. Because of the way it's handled.
Yeah. Yeah, that Inside was a big meh.
That
Because
Inside,
it's just the same.
yeah, it was just Limbo, but it's set in a war, and the art style is good, but not as distinct as Limbo. So it's like, cool, might be good, but indie games indie games got popular because they were innovative and different. So now that they've set the trend and are just continuing that trend, it's even more disappointing when they don't stand out. So they're going to have to keep changing and evolving if they want to stay relevant. So I think people a couple of years ago would have been like, yeah, indie games, they're the future, their AAA game is going to die and indie games are going to take over. But I think now it's like...
Indie games will never take over, because if an indie game or an indie game studio ever gets good, then the people with actual money are just going to buy them out, and then they won't be good anymore.
Won't be indie.
They won't be indie, exactly.
Well, yeah, every studio wants to make the big triple, that massive budget game. I'm not just talking about a first-person shooter, of course, but every studio wants to make a big budget one.
Yeah, it's like your little local coffee shop, and everybody's like, oh, they have such great coffee. But then one day they grow and they become this massive empire called Starbucks, and now everybody hates them.
Oh. They're just jealous. That's what I say.
They don't have some new Frappuccino thing. That's amazing, that's why.
Well, that's what makes indie games kind of work and the market kind of interesting, is that they make the game, they become big, they don't really make... their next game isn't as good, they disappear, and then like 5 more indie studios come up with their own ideas. So, because there's so many smaller independent companies keep on showing up, I think that will keep it all going, but whether each one will be interesting or not is another question. Like, there was that game in Sony's conference called Intertwined. And to me, that just looked like a really boring game. They came out
Intertwined.
Yeah.
That's sort of like how this podcast is. You've now intertwined the Xbox conference with the Sony conference.
That's right. Well, I'm just making so many good points, you just kind of got to roll with it. See where this crazy boulder's going. So
Is that the one with the bird and the fish?
yeah.
Yeah.
That just like, when they came out, it's like, we have a young group of graduates. I was like, I'm done. They're not. Like, because young people don't know.
Young people don't know.
They think they're creative and interesting, but they haven't got the experience. So with Intertwined, it just looked really kind of generic, but obviously a lot of passion and love went into it, but they're just too young and uninteresting. So I don't care about that game that much, and I did care about Ori and the Blind Forest, because it did make me sad, but most of these indie games you can just be like, okay, that's an indie game, next.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't just be pretty, they've got to be more than that now. That's the thing.
Well, let's go from indie games to the big daddy of them all.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been a Bioshock joke, but there was no Bioshock. Damn it. Either way, Halo. So we got a look at Halo 5 Guardians and Halo the Master Chief Collection. And my first thought with Halo 5 Guardians is that just stop praising and loving Master Chief so much. It's just a bloke in a helmet. he doesn't like he does some heroic stuff, I guess, but he's not an interesting character. He's just the guy who gets it done.
But he's a master.
Yeah,
And he's a chief.
Who gave him that name? He probably gave himself that name. I'm Master Chief, not just the chief. I command the chiefs as the master. It's what I do.
And now if you take the I out, he becomes Master Chef.
Oh, wow.
He's a very good cook, yeah.
That's right.
I want to see Cooking Mama, but with MasterChef.
Cooking Cortana.
Oh, no.
Whenever you get it wrong, she just yells at you. It's like, oh, I'm dying, or whatever she was doing in 4. But so Halo 5 is probably, it looks fine, but that's what annoyed me. That for some reason 343 Industries took over the franchise, and for some reason they thought the main thing that they had to get right was, everyone loves Master Chief, so we need to make sure everyone is talking about how great he is. It really is the Simpsons thing where, like, if Master Chief isn't in the room, everyone should say, "Where's Master Chief?" and say good things about Master Chief. And it's just silly.
Isn't he the star of the game?
Yeah, but it's like you don't have you got to watch the trailer. It's too much. He has to. I wouldn't mind people praising him so much if he was that awesome of a character or an interesting character. I guess I should say, because he does do some pretty good stuff, like save the world and all that jazz. But he's not an interesting character. He's just a normal bloke, and he just takes orders sometimes. And he talks, but not that much, and doesn't say anything interesting. So it's that whole telling. It's you got to show, don't tell when it comes to entertainment, and they're just telling, and it's hard to digest.
It was just full of all those lines that you just don't care about. Like I'm sure one of them was, "His past is our future."
Oh,
and it's like, what does that even mean? I don't.
They didn't say that.
They did. I'm sure it was something like that.
That just sounds like such a generically cheesy line that you'd put in.
Yeah.
You could have put that in the Assassin's Creed stuff with the future.
No more goat stuff.
I think I've heard that in every science fiction time travel movie trailer ever.
Yeah, that doesn't even mean anything.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do with the Master Chief Collection. I wrote down lots of notes. Let me use this, alright?
Okay.
Right, so here we are. Let's put November 11th.
Okay.
Master Chief Collection. Play entire Halo franchise, as in 1, 2, 3, 4. You can create custom playlists of the best bits, so levels that you really liked, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with Halo 5 beta. There'll be 100 maps, over 100 maps. 1080p.
Hold on, so what they announced isn't even Halo 5. It's just...
No, it was 2 separate ones. They started with Halo 5 Guardians and showed a trailer where they were just, Master Chief is awesome, here's some nice looking graphics, and then afterwards they then announced a separate game which is called Halo the Master Chief Collection, which is a compilation of the 4 original Halo games, 1, 2, 3, and 4, remastered for Xbox One.
Yes.
The remastered
Wasn't the 4th
Chief.
one on Xbox One?
No, that was 360 right at the end.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
2012 it came out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But no, so it does sound really cool, a really cool idea, but it's like, one thing that, because I said this would never happen, so I've been proven wrong. But, not that wrong, because what this is that they're taking the remaster they already did of the first one, and just turning up the graphics slightly and the resolution. They're actually remastering the second one, and then they're just improving, tweaking the graphics, making it look a bit shinier for Halo 3 and 4. So this is not a remaster of all the games, this is a remaster of 2, and then they're just upgrading it slightly for the other ones, and putting it all on one disc. So I was half right, but mostly wrong.
Well, mostly wrong.
Oh, damn it.
It does come with 4,000 gamer score, though, which the guy seemed really like, yes, and it comes with 4,000 gamer score.
And he got a cheer.
Yeah.
I Don't even get me started about gamer score.
You love it?
People out there, I don't get that crap.
You're all in?
Who cares? Who cares? Why does
4,000.
anybody care? Who cares that I got a bigger gamer's score than you?
I
Who
used-
gives
I-
a shit? What does that make you?
I
You think
used
you're a
to be
big
in
man
with
out
this stuff.
there, huh? You think you're a big man with your little gamer score, huh? You think you're better than everybody? You're nobody. You're nothing in life. You've wasted your life away getting that score.
Didn't even beat Dark Souls 2.
Exactly.
I'm like Mr. Cowscrazy.
I just beat the game. That's what playing games is all about, is beating the game. I don't care about the friggin' score. Score, please.
Well, one thing that's pretty bad about the Xbox One and the new achievements is that there's timed challenges achievements. So you have all your achievements, and then you have a timed challenge where you have to do a certain thing within like 4 days, and if you don't get it, you don't get it, and it's gone forever.
Forever?
Yeah, it's done.
Well, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Does sound awful.
So it's achievements you can only get in a particular week, and they change every week.
Bravo.
It's not great.
That sounds horrible.
One
But
last thing.
What if you're on
Hello,
vacation?
Nightfall.
That's just it. That's 4 days. Boom, gone.
yeah, waste of time. But I want to talk about the Master Chief Collection, because I will be buying that. Having that many maps for multiplayer in one game is awesome. The campaign stuff, it's nice, you know, but I can access those campaigns. I can buy the disc for cheap. That's easy. But having all those, like, being able to jump into a multiplayer game and have 100 maps to choose from is just insane. And such an awesome idea to do it like that. So the only thing I'm worried about is that after, like, 2 months that no one's playing anymore. So if you like a particular map, you'll never see it, and people won't be playing it because it's just too big and too many modes and too much to it. But for those first couple
You
months
would
when
have
people...
to think that, like, it wouldn't be all selected then. Like, if there's that many, there would have to be, like, just random games.
Well, that's why it's not good, because, or why having less people, or once people start moving away, you probably won't be able to find games, because they will split it up. I assume. They will have playlists where it's just Halo 2, playlists where it's just Halo 3. But then there'll be playlists where it's Halo 2 and 3, or all of them, or some of them, you know, stuff like that. And you have to select the specific playlist to play with the certain people. But if you got like 20 different playlists, and people aren't playing the game as much, then that's kind of going to break the multiplayer. Yeah, because it already happened with Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts is on every single platform, and then there's like over 10 game modes in it. So, good luck playing with anyone for, like, anything but Team Deathmatch. It's just not going to happen.
That's downer.
But I do like the concept, and I will be buying it, and I will be enjoying it. So, that does sound good to me, the Master Chief Collection.
More Master Chief.
Yes, I haven't had enough of the Master Chief. But they should have called it the Remastered Chief Collection. That's easy. That's an easy pun.
But you yourself just said it's not all remastered.
Okay, the second
sort of
one is, though,
Remastered Chief
pretty darn close to being Remastered Chief.
Collection. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good enough.
So it should be the Master Chief only second game remastered collection.
Yes, just 2. You could say 1 technically, but not for Xbox One.
That's a really long title now.
We could shorten it. We could take out the Halo, I think. We can drop
Yeah,
that.
the actual name of the franchise, that's not needed in the title of the game.
Well, with the way they've been treating the franchise, they should just call it Master Chief. Or The Fantastic Adventures of Master Chief. That's what they should call it. Halos haven't been relevant. In Halo 4, the Halos weren't relevant at all. They dropped it after 3, pretty much.
So it should have been called 4.
Yeah. Or The Fantastic Adventures of Master Chief.
I prefer 4.
4 works.
Yeah, I think once you hit 4, I think it was a little too late. You could have went Halo 1, 2, 3, and then you could have changed the name to, like, Master Chief 1. But now that you've gotten to 4 and 5, it's too late. You're stuck with Halo.
Well, it doesn't make sense that it's called Halo 5 anyway. they should have called it something else because it's the beginning of a Master Chief 2. Because it's the beginning of a whole new trilogy by a whole new developer and has nothing to do with Halo. It's just they couldn't get away from that brand recognition. It's too important. But calling it Halo 4 makes no sense.
Master Chief. They're trying to get away from that.
Well,
Master Chief will be the new brand. Buy the Master Chief brand.
ugh. Oh, gaming's dead. Right.
Gaming's dead. You've only just realised now.
Yeah, it's been a while. But, we gotta move on to the next one. Right, Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's the second one, and it's called Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it's meant to be her origin story.
And it's the second one.
It's the second one.
Shouldn't this have been the first one?
Yes.
I thought this was a sequel.
It is a sequel.
But in terms of story as well.
Yeah, in terms of story it is, but it's called Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it's about how she becomes a Tomb Raider. But we already had Tomb Raider.
The first game about that.
I thought that was the first game.
No, the first.
You tell me they played an entire game and she wasn't even a Tomb Raider, even though the game is called Tomb Raider?
Yep, that's it. I played it. It was great, but you're not a Tomb Raider. It's more voodoo, weird stuff. You're on an island. Don't get raped. Simulator.
So is this set before the first Tomb Raider?
Okay, so the other game, we started with the reboot, which was called Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But you're not a Tomb Raider.
You're not a Tomb Raider. And now we have a second game.
They
which,
lied to you.
Yes.
They lied to you.
We have a sequel to the first game, which is called Rise of the Tomb Raider, about how you become a Tomb Raider.
Okay, good, right. Because the one thing...
won't be a Tomb Raider until the game is over.
Oh, probably during the game. But, yeah, this is the game that's doing it. Because it's called Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Dawn of the Tomb... Anyway,
Dawn works.
I like...
Beneath.
See, the reason I was confused is because, the trailer is all about the emotional effect of doing all that crap. You just need to see a psychiatrist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I thought that was nice. If they keep that going, it could be a cool sort of thing. But, yeah... If it was a prequel, then how... Anyway, yeah, I was being stupid, don't worry.
Yeah, this is a sequel, but it's just poorly thought out. Because they rebooted it, made her not really a Tomb Raider, but still called it Tomb Raider. Just because it was a reboot. So that first game should have been called something different for this one to make sense.
Voodoo Raider.
Voodoo Raider.
Voodoo Raider.
Easy.
That would have been... But
The
of course, there's still the
Lara
most
Croft?
important question. The only reason this franchise was ever popular in the first place. What is her bra size in this game?
I think it's the same as the first one, which is nothing to write home about.
Well, that's a shame.
Unless you're on a voodoo island, then do write home.
Yeah. Or at least try to. You're gonna die.
That's right. But Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's not even if it did make sense, it's not even a good name. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
They should have called it Tomb Raider.
Oh.
2MB.
Oh. So it's like Banjo-Tooie, but
Yeah.
it's Tomb
Raider.
Raider.
I am on a roll with these names. Give me
Yeah.
the game naming job. I will do it.
Bloody Rise of the Game Namer over here.
Dawn.
Dawn.
I prefer.
Yeah, Dawn makes more sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that seems great.
Yeah, it's probably going to be
alright.
really good. The first one was fantastic, but not a good reveal or start for that game.
It did take me a little bit to realize it was Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Only because it was a very, very realistic. Or maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but it did seem like, oh, that's kind of creepy. He looks almost sort of real. The psychiatrist bloke.
Hmm.
I was like, ooh, uncanny valley sort of.
No, you can tell his mouth moves wrong. That's how you can tell with this sort of stuff. He does all that.
That's
Okay.
not nice.
The next one is The Witcher 3. Anyone care about The Witcher?
I had a massive blare with lots of E's for this one.
Ease.
Yeah, like blare. I just didn't care.
It's an open world game. It's set in a fantasy land.
Absolutely don't care.
Damn it. Right, next one, The Division.
You missed one.
What did I miss?
A remake of a game that didn't even come out in Europe, called Phantom Dust.
Oh, okay. The Division.
Yeah.
So, that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The Division, it still looks bland and samey, and there's nothing interesting about it. So I'm still not interested.
The thing I thought about this is that the gameplay started, or whatever it was, and you were watching it, and I got quite into it because of the talking. And, you know, it's different. It's funny how much difference it can make when you have this talking. But the thing is, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Never going to happen like that.
That's a massive problem I had with most of these games. They seem to be showing off, hey, co-op, online, talk with your friends and plan out. But it's like, we already had many games where we could have done that, where we could have talked with our friends and planned stuff out. But we're not WoW players, we're not going to do that. We're just playing on a console shooting at things. So I don't know why they think suddenly this is going to start happening. Because it's not.
No. It's going to be like, oh, shoot that guy over there. Oh, what crap, I'm dead. It's not going to be the, oh no, I'm pinned down. Cover me. And it's just, yeah, it's very idyllic, but no.
Or just halfway through, just, oh, sister's using my internet. Get off the internet! They're just lagging out.
Here. Come on.
Yeah. Rather than everyone just sticking to, right, flank around this side. Watch out for the grenade, fellas. It's just,
oh, I'm down. No.
Help me up.
Yeah. It was good, but, yeah.
And also that beginning bit did look like The Last of Us a little bit at the beginning.
Was it snowy? I can't remember.
No, it's the start of The Last of Us, when it starts happening.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
Because that's it. The Last of Us, I have no interest in like that, or that having the whole, the future, but something's gone wrong. And now all the cities are just, ruin, I'm kind of a bit burnt out on that. But The Last of Us brought me back in, and now The Division, I'm kind of opting out again. It's like, I don't care about a ruined New York. New York, I don't care. It's just a bit more grey, and there's some newspapers on the floor. Not that interesting.
New York been destroyed enough?
Apparently not.
No.
I mean, they did it in Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and now they're doing it again in The Division. When will it end?
Who knows? Why don't we have a game where instead of there's always other humans that are the enemies, because humans are evil, and when there's a situation like this, they just turn against each other. Let's have a game where you have to find other people and you join together and then you just live happily. Maybe not live happily, but the whole point is you find other people.
Listen, well, there's a wonderful game called The Smurfs, the video game, on the Nintendo Wii, and I think you'll really enjoy that one.
Keep talking.
You're just happy, and you just do happy things, and everyone's smiling.
And the humans are evil.
And the humans are evil, but they're just, you defeat them because he's stupid and old.
Is he human, though? He's more of a witch, isn't he?
I guess Warlock, I mean, if we want to give him
Warlock.
some dignity, but we can stick with Witch.
I'll have to have a look at this.
Yeah, the Smurfs, they're wonderful creatures, you know, they just get along all the time.
Yeah. Or there's that P one.
That
Was
P.
there a, yeah, do you remember
Pingu.
there was like a... No. There was a TV show where it was like peas, and all the peas were really happy. Do you remember that?
No.
I'm
What?
not making this up.
The P show.
And yeah, they were lived in like little pea pods and stuff, and it was like the Smurfs, but they were peas. I'm not going crazy here. There was a... Alright, anyway.
It's...
Poddington Peas.
What?
That's what it was called,
It
wasn't
was
it?
not called Poddington Peas.
It was called
I don't know
Poddington
what you're
Peas.
talking about. I legitimately haven't seen this show.
Okay, you will have to look up Poddington Peas afterwards.
When did it come out? 2012?
Probably like 1980 something. It
No,
wasn't all gone.
I remember some shows, you know, those, like the ones about the people that live in, like, I think they're light bulbs, and they were all about electricity and things like that.
Oh my god, this is real.
Oh, Poddington.
Peas. I knew it.
They're rocking out on stage, they're like a band, and one's playing the drums, and one's playing a tambourine, and the other one's playing a guitar. And they're called the Poddington Peas, and they all have hair, And then there's some really dark peas that have like a pirate's eye on.
Dark
Oh, yeah,
and
there's
they
evil
seem
ones.
to be evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh boy, only the ghouls have hair apparently.
Yeah, they only did 13 episodes before it was done.
How do I remember this?
That is so British.
13!
Anyway, yeah, games.
Yeah,
so,
peas, yeah.
Peas, Smurfs. Yeah.
Black Eyed Pea, Bumpy, Copped in Hat. Oh my god, this is terrible.
How dare you insult the peas?
I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
13
I'm watching it
episodes.
Quality. Not
All
quantity.
gold.
Yeah, it's like 40 Towers or any other thing. It's always the quality.
Oh yeah, like The Office.
Yeah.
It knew how many it wanted to make. It made them. No one watched it, but it still has the respect it deserves.
Prodding some peas. Forever. No game for it though.
We've got to move on, I'm afraid.
Sadly, we do.
Yes. To something a lot like Politan Peas. Scalebound.
Bleh.
Any interest? It's Platinum's new game.
No.
I thought it
not
looked really bland. It just looks like Monster Hunter. But the guy from Devil May Cry got a haircut and is the star.
The monsters didn't seem that cool looking to me, to be honest.
No.
That's the thing. They just seemed like Sucker Dragon thing and, you know.
The problem
Another
now is that
thing.
if you're going to do a pre-rendered trailer, they can do such amazing things with like the Xbox One and PS4 that you really have to do something cool. And that seemed like a trailer for a PS2 game. That would have been awesome back for the PS2. But nowadays, in 2014, it's like, yep, okay, monsters, got it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so to end off the Microsoft conference, we had Crackdown 3. Which,
That's the end?
that's it, that's the Microsoft one.
No, you have to be missing something.
Well, for Microsoft...
Yeah, didn't they do a whole thing on Fable?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did miss that at the beginning. Where's my notes?
That was the only other thing I had to give an opinion on, so I didn't know where it was on the conference. I thought maybe they ended it. That's why I was waiting.
You are right. I found a summary online and wrote down all the games, and they didn't mention Fable, which is not a good sign. But Cows, what did you?
In the conference at all?
No, they mentioned it in the conference, and they had some footage. But in the summary I read, they didn't mention Fable. But Fable Legends, it's co-op Fable, and it once again was the people getting the loot. Oh, guys, help me out with the troll.
Yeah.
I think they hope this game will be their big MMO game. I think they think this will be their Warcraft. Basically, I think that's what they think. And this will be the game that will destroy the franchise for me. I thought it was dead already, but this one really puts a nail in the coffin for me. Because I enjoyed those Warcraft games when they were just strategy games and building your little towns and shit like that. But as soon as they went to the MMO style, that was it for me. I'm done. So this game just seems I'm not cool with this, especially when it's so online dependent, and I don't know. I just, and it has a top-down view for most of it. It says so.
They're doing a thing where you can play as the heroes or the villain. So the villain has the top-down view where you're controlling stuff, placing enemies, things like that. But everyone else is playing it normally, like a Fable game.
Okay. So it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think the main problem with this, there's two. First of all, it looks like generic Fable, which at this point I have no confidence in. And the second problem is that, again, it's people don't play that much co-op online multiplayer. People like to do it, but you do it for a little bit, play it for a few hours.
A little bit. Exactly.
But you can't get 5 people online to beat Fable Legends. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's not.
That's why Mario Kart works so well, because it's just pick up, play a few races, put it down again. You don't have to invest into a long campaign. And the Division, Fable, Assassin's Creed, none of these games are going to work in co-op because people just won't stick with it.
It's going to be a failure. I just don't understand why they would go... See, everybody always complains all the time about, like, new and different, and then this is the shit you get when you get new and different. Like,
it's not new, really.
Well, it's new and different for them to the franchise.
Oh, goody. So was Fable the Journey.
So, well, yeah, like, and not that any, honestly, not if you really look at the whole series of Fable, there's been problems in every game, from even back to the first one, there's still been problems. But why would you remake that game? Admittedly, like, say it was definitely your best game, the first one, and then not try to recapture that, or even try.
Yeah,
Like,
they
why would you do that?
remade it and just changed the graphics. Made it a bit
so
nicer.
why would you not go, okay, here's the remake, let's get everybody pumped up, let's show how great this game is, at least in their mind, and then, wouldn't the next goal be like, here's Fable 4, which is more like Fable 1, the game we just put out, so if you like this, you're gonna love this?
You would think so. You would think they would try.
That would be the natural progression of things to me. But no, the same back to fucking Beyond Good and Evil. They remastered that game, they put it out, they go, here it is for everybody. Oh, here's this great game, everybody love it. And here's Beyond Good and Evil 2. Oh, no. It's now been what? I think it's been 4 years since they remastered that game now.
Yeah, 2010 it came out.
Oh my god. I just don't get people. Why are people stupid? Why are people stupid?
I'm not
they
sure.
don't want to make money. Do you not want to make money?
Wait, Beyond Good and Evil wasn't a big seller, to be fair.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying in general, even these people with Fable,
Yeah.
like it's been harshly criticized too, this series, but yet people like me have stuck with them because they remembered how good the first game was, even though it had its problems, and the second game was okay, even though it had even more problems, and then the third game sucked like crap, and it was glitched out, but we still played it, and we still bought it anyways. But no, this is it. This is where I draw the line.
Well, when it's a new system, it's a new chance. They can start again, be like, hey, okay, we kind of messed up, we can do this again. But it seems like they're just doing the same.
No. You go, what was the best thing we ever did? And you try to get back there. That's what I would do. If I've made a horrible, horrible mistake in life, I'd be like, where was the last time I was on track? And you go back to there. You don't just destroy the whole page and start again. That's like the worst idea.
I think for Fable, though, at this point, like, if they made one bad game, then yeah, you stick to it, go back to it, but Fable's too far gone.
I didn't think it was. They only made one really horrible bad game, and that was the third one. The second one was playable and still good.
Well, they then made Fable Heroes, which was terrible.
Let's pretend that didn't even happen. That
and Fable the Journey.
Let's just pretend that nobody even knows that one happened. That was a Kinect game. Nobody even knows that game exists.
They still made it, though. It's still there. You can ignore it all you want.
We don't have to ignore it. I think they went and buried that game in the New Mexico desert.
Along with John Cleese, they threw him in there as well. Hide the evidence.
Oh, that's where he's been.
Yes. And Zoe Wondermaker as well.
Who? What? Oh, yeah. My Family lady.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
One who does the voice. Right. We got to move on to Sony because it's been an hour and 13 minutes.
We never very quickly, because we went back to Fable, but we didn't talk about Crackdown.
Oh, sure.
I think it looked cool, as if you're being... I like the idea of a small part of a bigger job. That's what I liked about that.
Cool.
That was it.
I just found it hard to care because it wasn't gameplay.
But there's just... what it hinted at in terms of gameplay, promising.
Okay, we're going to hit Sony, and we're going to try and be quicker with this, or we'll never get this done. So, Little Big Planet 3. More Little Big Planet, looks charming as hell, probably going to be good.
No
Any
offense,
objections?
But yeah, that's fine.
Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Joe, do you want this to be A Thief's End?
It's called A Thief's End. He better die.
Oh,
I want
God.
him to die. I don't want him to retire and live happily with that stupid Catwoman. He's got to die.
Did he look different to you?
He looks old and
He looks horribly aged, though. Like, I don't know. Something just... He doesn't look aged like old man aged, but something just... It's almost like they just didn't draw him the right way again or something. I don't know.
Maybe Nolan North aged quite a lot in between games.
Who's gonna die?
He might not.
The title makes you think that this is an ending of some sort.
You would hope.
And, I don't know. I think the series in this franchise is still too big and too important to them to actually end it. I think they want it to be an ending, but it's not really gonna be. So I wouldn't count on it. I think it's gonna be similar to, like, what was that? How they tried to end Snake in Metal Gear. They can't do that. They tried to have an ending, but we all know he's coming back.
By which game are you talking about?
Metal Gear 4, that was supposed to be the ending of the Snake story.
Oh.
But
I
we
think
all know
it-
he's coming back.
I mean... 5
They'll try-
is...
They'll try to end it, but he'll be back.
I think they'll make a 4th Snake instead.
He's dying.
I could see the series going... I think the natural progression of this series is, especially if they're aging him, this story could be his last hurrah, and then the cliffhanger could be him taking on the role of Sully in this game. He could now be the protege, the mentor to somebody else.
I think they should end Uncharted 4 like the end of The Dark Knight Rises, where Alfred is just in a cafe. It's like, I see you, Master Bruce. And he just sees old
So it's
Nathan
an
Drake.
ending, but you could always go back to it because they're all there. If
Yeah,
you really wanted to.
Catwoman's there, he's in a cafe, not wearing a mask, it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do, isn't it? It's gonna be he's gonna like go missing, but then that will be the end of it.
Or is he? Wink.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want this to be over so Naughty Dog can make a new franchise. Cause
Yes.
they always, Last of Us was great. And I don't demand Last of Us 2, but I would like either Last of Us 2 or a new franchise over Uncharted 4. Because it's out of character for them to make a 4th proper game in the series. Like, this should be Uncharted the racing game, the kart racer.
Yes.
But they messed up. They're going out of order.
Maybe it is. We don't know.
Oh,
We don't know. It could still be a racing game.
Why do you want them to make a new series, though? Like, isn't this now... Especially now that they've done a 4th one, isn't this, like, so big that, like, it's almost... He's the face of Sony? He's almost...
No, not Uncharted. I think The Last of Us outsold each of the individual Uncharted games.
Well, maybe, but I would just say, like, as a character, I think he's the most recognizable guy that Sony owns completely.
I suppose, but I don't think you need a mascot anymore. I think that age is kind of gone.
Mario.
Yeah, okay, Nintendo, yeah, but they're their own unique beast.
They're a unique thing.
Yeah, they're doing the Wii U stuff, but with Sony...
Master Chief.
Well, yeah, but that's just free for free, like, being silly.
So you think it's silly. So I still see Master Chief as Xbox's guy. And I really think that this is Uncharted, and this guy is their guy for PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, everyone does see Master Chief as Xbox's guy, that's true. But I don't think people see Nathan Drake in the same way as that.
I would disagree, but let's see what other people say. You know.
Yeah, let's agree to disagree and see.
If he's not the guy, who is? If you had to pick I'm forcing you to pick a guy.
Damn it.
Who is the guy then? Don't tell me there isn't a guy. There has to be a guy. If you went, there's a guy on PlayStation. He's the guy.
The Little Big Planet guy.
Sackboy.
I think that's who they really want to be the guy. I don't think he is the guy, though.
I think...
When they created Sackboy, they wanted him to be Mario. That's what they wanted him to be. And I don't think he is.
I think Joel has overtaken Nathan Drake.
Really?
At this point in time, I mean, once Uncharted 4 comes out, it could switch. But at this point in time, people are more excited about The Last of Us and care more about Joel and Ellie than Nathan
They've
Drake.
only got one game. I can't say that, no. Maybe if they were at 2 or 3 games, I could give you that then. But not with one game.
I think, yeah, you can do it with one, I would say. But again, we'll have to agree to disagree. And have to move on, because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. The next thing was Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, this isn't in order, but yeah, they showed a trailer for the Ratchet and Clank film.
Oh.
And they announced that they're remaking Ratchet and Clank 1 for PS4.
Did they already do that?
Why?
No, there was the HD collection, which is just the original games in HD.
Yeah, because I bought that. That's not a remake?
No, that's just a HD port.
So
A
it's
remaster, I guess.
Yes, the remaster collection.
But how can they remake it? That seems odd.
They just go back and redo all the assets and expand it. I think they're going to go for new missions and just
Ratchet and
redo it
Clank,
all.
the Master Chief port.
That's right. They should. I'm actually really excited about this one because I just love Ratchet and Clank and those sort of games, those sort of cartoony platformers. So to see what it's going to look like on PS4 with them actually doing a proper remake, it's just going to be really interesting. And they can expand all the planets, they can add more stuff to it. And the reason they're doing it is because the film is based off the first game. So it's like having a movie tie-in, but because the film's based off the old game, you just remake the old game and boom, there you go.
So do you think that the film will be any good then?
Maybe. I mean, the trailer looked solid, but...
Like if they're sticking close to the story of the first game, then yeah, I think it could be good. But I think that's a lot of problems with a lot of video game movies, is they just try to come up with this weird story that has nothing to do with the series, and it just gets off. Because, like, it's different writers. Like, why don't you get the people that actually write the stories for the video games to write the movie, and then it might actually be good.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. The guy who wrote the original film, or the original game, I mean, the Insomniac guy is there, getting that done. So it is going to be different. They are changing a few things, but we still got Quark with the original voice actor. We still got Ratchet and Clank with their voice actors. They haven't shown Chairman Drek yet, which is not a good sign, but I think he is going to be the villain. And I think if he's not, then the film's going to be terrible. But if they can stick with him, get the original voice actor, nail that character, then I think it's going to be good.
He's not going to be no.
He will, maybe.
Just the way he looks in the game, in the first game, I don't see that, because he's so big as a villain in that first game that, like, you have to think about casting, and that's like a guy that you're going to want to cast as, like, your big name star, to opposite, like, you know, because is this, like, going to be, like, is this all cartoony, or is this live action?
Well, he was like a big...
No, I mean, like, how are they is this going to be a live action movie, or are they...
Oh, no, it's CGI. It is an animated film.
So it's 100% though?
Yes.
CGI. Okay, then you can go with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can go with anybody. I thought they were going to integrate it.
No,
I think that would have been a mistake.
Yeah, that would have
I think this is correct. This is the right way to do it, though.
Yes. So it still has promise. I mean, in the end, it'd probably be bad, but it still has promise at this point in time.
So you're saying it's only going to go down?
Maybe. I'm going to watch it either way, so...
Yeah.
There are just a lot of bad video game movies.
I can't think of a single one, so...
Well, that's
You're being
'cause you
crazy.
don't want to think of a mystical one.
No. All
Who
gold.
wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Is that Super Mario Bros. Or
No, that was Street Fighter.
oh, Street Fighter? Quality film.
I'd just be like, I'd like to go home, please.
Please.
But it's the ultimate fight to the death, and that guy in the cape's there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Infamous First Light. Nobody cares about Infamous.
Nope.
Boom, done. Let's just get these other.
Is that their third game?
No, this is a DLC for the third game.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
Third game was Second
Son.
Son. Yeah, Second Son, and this is DLC for it. And let's get the other ones that no one cares about. Let It Die, no one cares.
That was the gratuitous violence.
Yeah, that's
Don't
just a
see the
violent
point of
game.
that. It's just.
The Order 1886, I don't care. No, shut up, you don't care.
I like. It's kind of creepy. I like that, but yeah. Hope Jack the Ripper's in it.
Dead Island 2, don't care.
Don't care.
Okay, so now we can stick Powers, that TV show, don't care.
Yeah. I didn't see that. Don't care.
Okay, so Destiny, any thoughts?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh. Well, to me it still just looks like Halo, but without Master Chief, which is good, but it's Bungie's new game.
Where's Master Chief?
If you were about to complain that this game was like Halo but no Master Chief, after you just complained about Halo having Master Chief.
Okay, right, okay,
Where's
it's
Master Chief?
it's like it's it's like the Mighty Number 9 argument I had, where if you're going to do something different, even though it's based off something good, do something different. Like, what you're doing was good, but if you're making a change, make a change. Don't just make what you did before. So even though it might in the end be good, and I'll still probably enjoy it, it's kind of disappointing when a developer has a chance to do something new, and they just stick with the old, when they have a chance to completely change it and make something interesting.
Here.
Ah!
I didn't see it, but yes. I'm sure you're right.
Okay, moving on, we got Batman Arkham Knight. Which, the oddest thing about that trailer is the car combat.
That's what I thought. I put driving/shooting seems a bit odd, but maybe that's just because it's new.
Yeah, you can strafe with the Batmobile.
Yeah. It's a hover
I'm kind of
car.
getting a little annoyed by them using the word Arkham in all these Batman games.
Well, it's just the name of the series now. It's the Batman Arkham series.
Yeah, they kind of written like, it made sense the first time, because, like, there is an Arkham Asylum, but now it's just getting a little crazy.
Well, I think it was Arkham Origins that ruined it, because it wasn't the origins of Arkham. Like, they
That'd be a pretty
detailed the
boring
whole...
game, wouldn't it?
It
Just
would.
like blueprints of a city.
Just, alright, we'll build a cell here, a cell here. But they already detailed the whole origin story in Asylum, the original game. That was that really cool thing where it was the guy talking, and you took those snapshots. It's like, I built this city, and, you know, all that stuff. So, but Scarecrow's villain looks really cool.
Yeah, hang on. He looks really cool. Sounds crap.
Sounded
So what is
okay.
It's that English accent thing. It's boring.
Oh,
It's
jolly
boring.
good.
Yeah. Oh, is evil. Got to
Gonna
have an English
scare
accent.
your britches.
It's like posh English accent. Oh, that's evil. No, Scarecrow. I expect him to be all like gurgly and bleh. No, not that voice.
I thought Penguin was meant to be that British kind of voice, but they just made him into like a creep.
I thought it was like, wasn't he like did he have a Cockney accent?
Yeah, more Cockney.
Ah, yeah.
But the people behind this game, Rocksteady, are in London, so it is a British developer.
Yeah.
So you gotta, you know, it's not that painfully bad American accents.
No, I suppose it didn't seem to match the look of it, that's all. But I suppose all of Batman's villains are like super intelligent people, so they got to sound smart.
That's right, like Mr. Freeze.
Yes. Yes. Nice to see you. That stuff.
Oh,
Oh wait, no, wrong one. Wrong Mr. Freeze, sorry. You want the
oh
good
no.
from the animated series.
No, you were quoting the good one. Don't worry about it.
Right, okay.
People love that film.
I've only got 2 games left, by the way. I hope you have.
I have 3.
Oh no, actually, there's some crap ones that we left behind.
Okay, so we've got Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
That looks a lot better than Far Cry 3, which I didn't really like, and it looks better not because of the villain. The villain's fine. Like, oh, it's a guy who's crazy when he needs to be, but is calm and collective rest of the time. We've seen that a lot recently with this specific sort of psychopath. But the whole just having a rope and climbing up and having more options with the terrain and having elephants be part of your assault, that's cool. Because Far Cry I felt was a bit bland with the combat and exploring the world. But having these mountains and having all this different interactivity in the levels is making me more excited. I'm actually kind of looking forward to Far Cry 4 now, after that gameplay trailer.
I'll be honest, it was too long. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
It was like 8 minutes long. I'm like,
Well, you're busy.
Yeah, I'm a busy man. I can't be
Watching
David
Poddington's Peas or whatever.
I'm up to episode 11. Leave me alone.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil the ending.
He dies in the end.
They all get eaten. Horrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
but you missed Abzu, which was this water game,
Oh, whoops.
and you missed Bloodborne, which was this
Whoops.
other crap game. But don't worry.
Silly me.
Yeah, we missed out some gold.
Okay, so the last 2. We got GTA 5 on PS4.
Oh,
Please
lots of
be
different-
excited.
Oh yeah, great. Better lighting.
Yay. I was a little disappointed they announced that instead of, like, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, no announcement from Rockstar. What's going on? They were so good at putting out a game every year and having it be really good. And now this year, apparently, we're not getting anything.
Wow, what a surprise. A game I'm looking forward to. It's unannounced.
You haven't had that feeling before.
No, I've never felt that before in my whole life.
Poor cows.
We'll just make one game, we'll get you really addicted to it, and then we'll kind of tell you, yeah, sure, we'll make another one, and then we'll never speak of it again.
Please be excited about the
They
order.
did say that earlier this year, right? That they were going to make another one.
A month ago, they showed concept art of it.
There you go. I didn't even see that. I just remember the quote that said another one is on its way. And the fact that they didn't even mention it at this thing kind of makes me a little sad.
I'm sensing some bitterness from you about
I'm
this.
a little bitter. You could at least tell, like, even if you don't show anything, just the mention of it, that just to let people know that it still exists, that they haven't just completely forgotten about it.
So no, I still say it's on the way. I know that's naive, but I still say...
I just think every year at E3, any game that you have in development, even if you're not working on it, even if it's just sitting on a shelf, if you have decided we haven't given up on this game yet, you should talk about it. Even if it's for 10 seconds, you should talk about everything that you have going on your table, just to let everybody out there know that you still know it exists. And if it's dead, and it's sitting on that table, and you've thrown it in the garbage, and you've scrapped it, you could kind of let people know about that too. You could let people down. That's okay. I'd be much happier person right now if they would have came out and would have said, Beyond Good and Evil, forget about it, it's dead. At least I know it's dead, it's over!
Yeah.
But no.
I have that with Valve
just
at the
leave
moment.
the string out there. Just leave the string dangling.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't have that level of honesty. Where it's like, no, we don't want to make that.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And then maybe I would actually, appreciate and stop my ban of Ubisoft, and I might actually, give Rayman
ban?
a try. Yeah, I've personally banned Ubisoft in my life. I have personally banned Ubisoft in my life. This is why I refuse to enjoy Rayman.
But it's really good.
I refuse to enjoy Rayman. Not only that, because they've used that 3 times as an excuse why the guy is too busy to work on it.
Well, we can move on to Ubisoft, to view the latest excuse. But quickly, just to finish off Sony, there was also an announcement of a remake of Grim Fandango, which, that's cool that they're doing that, but I haven't played the original, so I'm not excited, but it is cool that they're doing that.
Oh yeah, I missed that bit.
God damn it. Right, so that's Sony done. So let's get to Ubisoft. And now we can talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2. That didn't get announced.
Finally! I've been wanting to talk about this the whole time.
Oh, you should have said something. Okay, so
So what did they say instead of talking about the game that they've only been dangling above my head for 10 years?
Okay, well, this is going to make you upset.
They talked about another Rayman game.
So of course, no, not Rayman. Rayman is kind of going away for a bit. But
Oh, really? You mean they're not going to shit out 100 Rayman games? But
there's only
let me guess,
two.
they have made an entirely new game instead of working on this other game.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Yep. There we go.
Okay, so let's get the bad ones out of the way. Just Dance and Shape Up. That was embarrassing to watch, but whatever. They got to get their fitness games out there, so good for them. And the game that specific studio, Ubisoft Paris, has been making is Valiant Hearts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It got announced last year, I believe, as part of the UBR engine, and now we're getting pretty close to it coming out. And it looks really good.
I think that's my game of E3 that I've
Ooh,
seen. But excluding any Nintendo stuff, obviously.
sure.
Didn't see that. Didn't see any of that stuff really. But yeah, Valiant Heart really did catch my eye there.
Yeah, so Cows, this is what you have to play instead. It's like a puzzle game set in World War One, and you play as a dog.
It's a puzzle game?
Well, it's one of those games where it's more about the story, but of course you've got to have some gameplay, so it's more adventure/puzzle sort of game.
Wasn't that Skyward Sword?
No, not quite.
It was more about the story, and it was just an adventure puzzle game. sounds like Skyward Sword.
Maybe a little bit. But this one's set in World War One, though. One of those battles you were talking about. That very few games have been made about.
Oh yeah, they've never made a game about World War One before.
No, not the first one. Not so much.
No, it did look really good. And we moaned about how that Call of Duty thing's supposed to be emotional, but it's just not. But this is the way you go about it, is because it's based off actual journals and diaries, and there's real emotion in there. Now, how well they put that across in the game, I have no clue. But at least they're using something that has substance, and it has a sad dog, which is just
Yeah,
that's
you
what
know
need.
Do you know about the guy talking in that trailer?
No.
He's talking?
No, that's the voice of the dog.
Oh yeah, that is a dog. Yeah.
It's sad. He can't tell him.
Yeah.
He's sad.
Yeah. So that's all you need, sad dog, and it makes everything really, really bad.
Well, it looks, it's the UBR engine, so it looks great.
Mhm.
And it does seem like they're going about it the right way, telling these sort of stories, so I'm going to buy it. I mean, I still need to buy Child of Light. That's on the to-do list. But I'm definitely going to buy this one. Because you play as a dog, and it's a little woofy, and he's trying to help.
Yeah, and it's nice that they obviously did it to coincide with the anniversary. That was good.
Yeah. What day
Like that.
is that coming out? Did you write that down?
I didn't write that down. No.
Blast.
Bother.
But it's
sometime
soon. I believe it's like July, I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of Ubisoft's, we got The Crew.
Mm.
Okay. And then finally we got Rainbow Six Siege, which I actually thought looked pretty good. Again, it's another one of those bloody games where it's just like, he's behind the door, guys! Throwing in flashbang.
Oh, it was
Oh,
that one, wasn't it?
cover my back.
So that one with the hostage.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that at all.
I like the idea of that sort of multiplayer where it's a whole gunfight, where you're not just randomly firing, and it takes place all in one house, and it's more slower and controlled. I thought that was cool. Whether it will actually work in the game itself, that's to be seen. But the gameplay they showed and the pacing of it and the way it all played out, that was good. But I don't think it will play out that way. But if they can put it off, then I'm in. But otherwise, it is just kind of another military FPS.
The way the guy introduced it, I didn't know what it was for the first minute or two, however long it was. I thought it could have been anything. I was really excited, and then, oh right, it's just something like that. I didn't actually get it was Rainbow Six because I haven't played many of those games.
Well, yeah, that's it.
One of
It's
those
like
types.
Rainbow Six does not feel like Call of Duty at all. So I think people are going to be excited for this one as long as it keeps that unique feel that Vegas 1 and Vegas 2 had.
Oh, I did play Vegas, and that was difficult, and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I couldn't do much on that game.
Okay, so now the last two games we can get to.
This is EA.
This is moving on to EA.
Yes, let's bitch about
So,
this.
Sport can do one. The Sims
Do one.
4 can do one.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront.
We were hoping for this. It would be surprising if it didn't show up, but the way it showed up sucked.
Okay, so I was also, once again, half right, half wrong. It did show up, but they didn't have enough time to actually show anything interesting. So instead we got some random people in a forest and in some snow. Because you missed it, it seems. We didn't get any gameplay, we just got the people making the game going to the locations of the film.
Angry.
And that was it, that's all we got.
So, they went to the locations of the new films.
No, not the new ones, the old ones.
They
The
went to
originals.
Hoth.
They went to where
So, places
Endor
that
shot.
other people could go to and probably do every day, take pictures like tourists. That's what you saw.
Yeah, but it was these guys doing it.
Oh, that makes it much more exciting.
And then they showed a picture of a Stormtrooper helmet, so...
I've never seen one of those before.
No.
That
It was-
must be very exciting.
It was so arty-farty, like, yeah, we went to those places to get not just the look of it, but the emotion of it. I'm sure the other developers of Star Wars games didn't need to do that, and it was fine. You know,
That sounds like some guys that really wanted to go on vacation and they got their, company to pay for it
Yes.
by claiming it was part of the job.
Well, listen, we need to go on holiday.
Mhm.
And, well, with Star
We need
Wars,
to
there's
capture
so
the
many...
emotion of these places.
Yes, we won't just go and get drunk and have a great time and enjoy the sun. We will also capture the emotions.
Come on, you know they were getting drunk. They were probably drunk in those pictures.
Well, that's what I felt was disappointing about that trailer, apart from the obvious, is that they weren't getting drunk. They didn't show that. And also, surely this is exciting because of the new films coming out? So that's cool that the old films are going to be in there in this new game. You have to. But everyone's kind of excited about the new film.
So this game is not based on the new film.
Well, I would assume it's in there, but they haven't said anything about it.
Because they're probably not allowed to.
They're probably not,
Yeah.
but some confirmation. Or that would be the interesting stuff, saying we're working with J.J. Abrams to, that would be more interesting than we went to a snowy place. It was cold.
That was the emotion that we got from it.
Yeah,
It's cold
brr.
here. Let's try and put that in the game.
Somehow.
Yeah.
But
and then
again,
all
they
these
had
shots.
to throw something together, so this is what we got, because they had to fix Battlefield 4 and Mirror's Edge 2. I guess
Okay.
that's being made.
I've heard in the new Star Wars film they're gonna encounter a new race of large talking mice.
Oh. Is that true?
Yeah, and they're all gonna become Jedi.
Wow.
Ah.
That could...
I don't... I'm not sure what to do with that information.
Right, let me mind some more.
Okay.
That dice thing, you saying they didn't have enough time to show anything of, size. What I wouldn't have minded is if they just had, a guy saying what they wanted to do with the game, and just some ideas or anything. I don't care about little models they have on top of their computers. I don't care about that in the slightest. And that seemed like 80% of it was, look at this little droid that's on top of this guy's computer. Oh, they're clearly using reference material.
But they're a fan of Star Wars, so that's interesting.
if there was just a guy who said, "This is what we want to do with this," blah 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 blah, and then have the shots of the speeder or a little bit of that, I would have been alright with that. But it was arty-farty guff.
Yes.
So,
A lot of guff.
guffage.
So much guffage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And the Mirror's Edge one was similar.
Yeah. Let's skip Mirror's Edge, because I didn't play it, or the original. Cows, did you play it, the original Mirror's Edge?
No, I haven't played any Star Wars games.
What about the Mirror's Edge, though?
Oh, we're on to another game?
Yeah, we moved on a little.
Seamless.
I didn't even notice the transition there.
That
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I thought you were still talking about Star Wars.
No, it's moved on to Mirror's Edge. I wouldn't recommend you playing it, because that's just another sequel you're not going to get.
I'm not going to get it?
No, DICE have got to make Battlefront and then more Battlefield before
Mirror's
they
Edge
eventually...
is the one with that girl and she jumps off the walls, right?
Yep, Faith.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of that game, and I might play it if somebody handed it to me, but I don't think I'm running out to get it.
I've heard it's good, but I just don't have the interest.
Yeah, like if somebody went, here's a free copy, I'd sit down and play it, but I'm not going out of my way for it.
Fair enough.
Especially now that I'm being told that I might enjoy it and desire a second one, and I'll never get it.
They've announced the second one, but it will never come out.
Oh.
Not until...
Oh no, it'll come out. It will come out, because I haven't tried the first one.
Oh,
If you go
okay.
and try the first one, then you'll never get it.
Yeah, once you do get into it and be like, hey, more of this would be good, it's like, the just developer catches on fire, so all the computers just break. It's already over.
No, that poor guy.
Yeah, a lot.
Poor
Murder.
guy.
Set on fire.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cows not getting his sequels.
Oh, I was about the guy that was burned to death.
Oh, no, he's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's over now.
Oh. Hmm.
He's up in the afterlife playing Beyond Good and Evil 2, that guy.
Did God make it in the end then?
I guess so.
Ah, that's nice of him.
Right. Last game. Battlefield Hardline.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't... Wait, I did write something about this.
you love
So,
it.
is this not Battlefield 5? This is something
No,
else?
this is a spin-off. But of
Oh,
course
wow.
it's Battlefield still.
Wait a minute. No, I didn't. Oh no, I put Battlefield when I meant to put Call of Duty. So actually I haven't written anything about
Oh.
this.
Good, it must have been memorable.
Yeah, oh no, it's cars, right? You can drive.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the problem with this game is that it's stuck in the middle where it's not Battlefield, but they're making it kind of be Battlefield. If it was just called Hardline, and it was just a siege game where you just played as cops and robbers fighting each other, that might be cool. But instead they're putting the Battlefield name in front of it, they're making it have the same HUD and the same engine as Battlefield, but it's not Battlefield at all, it's this other game. So it's just like, this just seems like milking the franchise, and I respect them for trying to do something different, but then just make a different game. Just make something called Hardline. Don't make Battlefield Hardline. It's just, EA have been known for this sort of stuff, and this is just another one. So I can't get excited about this because it's not Battlefield and it's not technically anything new. So, terrific.
Yeah, I didn't care. To be blunt.
And with that, we've reached the end. We have covered all 4 of the conferences.
Let me double check my high quality notes here. Yep.
So,
Wait, we did. Oh no, yeah, fine.
So before we end the podcast, any final thoughts about this year's E3? Talking about Sony, Ubisoft, Microsoft, and I think I said that twice. Those guys.
Those guys.
No Simpsons Lego.
No.
That was such a winner.
Yeah. I think this was a really weak E3 overall. No real interesting surprises, a lot of safe decisions. Anything that seems to be interesting is just retarded, like the Rise of Tomb Raider.
I think they're getting weaker every year.
I think so too. I think last year it had the new console, so that was exciting. And now this year it's the new consoles, but just this was meant to get people excited for the next generation of gaming because there hasn't been that many reasons at the moment. And now it just seems like, oh, okay, in 2015 there's some games coming out, but this year there's not much, and it's all safe sequels, nothing interesting. Even the indie games are becoming stale. We're doomed.
And on that high note...
But no, it used to be, E3 used to be about surprises and something cool and unexpected. Or maybe it was just because I was a kid, but it definitely felt like that. And now
It's
this
hard
year...
to keep a secret now.
I suppose, but they kept some secrets like Conker being in Project Spark.
Well, that's a bad secret.
I know.
That should still be a secret.
Yeah, just keep that hush.
That was probably leaked, but no one cared. Like, oh, damn.
Conker's in the game. So, alright.
Right.
Meh.
I'm too lazy to even pass this information on.
Well, I will just retain it. And when it gets announced, I'll be like, yeah, I knew that. So. I'm already over it.
Well, laziest form of journalism there. That's great.
But no, so I just thought it was really just... I don't care about something... I just want something interesting, and this was bland.
Did Sony say anything about their virtual reality stuff?
They mentioned it,
They mentioned it.
and then that was about it.
Okay. Because I missed that. Alright.
So any thoughts from you guys before we end up the podcast? Because we got to end it off. It's an hour 50.
No time splitters.
No time... Yep, that's...
Who would have thought?
No time splitters. Nothing interesting.
Was Crytek UK even there at all?
Oh
In
yeah,
any shape or form?
Homefront. The Revolution.
Oh yeah, of course.
But no, that's
Yeah.
what it used to be. You used to get those interesting announcements like, yeah, by the way, new time splitters or something like that. No curveballs. I just want a couple of weird curveballs in there. Not Crackdown 3.
Well, you're not getting it.
No, sadly not.
Nobody's
Oh,
getting
this-
anything.
This is really sad now.
We should just...
Go watch Poddington Peas. That's what we should do.
Yeah! That's
Yeah.
making me excited.
Let's go watch some peas.
The official sponsor of the podcast, Poddington Peas. The Poddington Podcast.
That works so well.
Poddington Cast.
Castington Peas.
Yes,
Poddington-
let's watch. How many episodes are there? 12?
13.
We can watch all 12 episodes and do a podcast on each one.
A 2-hour podcast on each one.
Yeah.
The Poddington Podcast.
No,
And each episode's what, 10 minutes?
Pcast Poddington.
Right, we'll work on the name later. It's fine.
That's easy. It writes itself, the name.
Yeah, we just need to watch the episodes and get some material for that.
This is happening, guys.
Yeah,
There's
this is
really
easy.
one Paddington.
Yeah.
We have to keep our excitement levels up somehow, and I think the only vegetable that can help out is the Poddington Peas.
EPs. I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm not...
But P3, it could work.
Oh,
It could fit in-
E3.
It could fit into our E3 discussions. Next one where the Nintendo can be EP.
Ugh.
There's so much potential here.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of pea puns, but I don't want to actually think of them, because then I would have to say them out loud, and then I'll be shunned.
We haven't got time for this.
No.
Let's be honest.
So let's end it off. So I want to say a good Poddington P thank you to both you, Mr. McLuckable and Cowscrazy, for joining me.
Thank you.
Woo.
And we will see you later in the week, where we will continue covering E3 with Nintendo. And
I'm sure I'll have
guaranteed...
nothing to say about that.
Oh no, you have very few opinions when it comes to Zelda and Nintendo.
Very few.
No. It's all about the Poddington Peas.
Exactly. I'll be fully prepared and versed on the Poddington Peas by then.
Fully prepared.
P-paired.
Hey! We're some peas in a pod right here. That's what's going on.
3 peas in a pod.
Yeah. Ugh. See you in a few days, everyone.
See ya.
Moo.